Voices and Victories. I've got the knowledge buddy here today. And you know how it goes, icebreakers. So we can just see our guests very relaxed and, it just helps us to know more about them. So, Sarika, I've got question 1 to 45. If you like to choose one question and see how it goes.
45.
45? Oh, wow, you're going for the very fast one. So, question 45 says, wow, what's something that improved your quality of life so much you wish you had done it sooner?
Yoga.
Yoga? Ooh.
Yeah. Yoga is a form of exercise. My father used to do it, but I never followed it. And I think I read about it, when people were talking about it more. And I could take inspiration from my dad, but I thought, what, maybe because I'd go for jogging, running, I already do my 10,000 steps, maybe that will be enough. But no, for your mental peace, for your breathing, for your body, I don't think running or jogging or gym is enough. You need to do both, combination of both. So yoga do help me a lot mentally. It helps me sleep better. It helps me also in breathing and breathing better. And I think everybody should practice about it. You can start very small. I thought maybe I will not do it. I won't be able to do it. It's too tough for me. Through the YouTube channel, I found the best one where I was able to relate. I started as a beginner, step 1 and step 2, and I started following that. I think it did help me and it does help me. I'm not able to do it every day. I started small, like I said, I still try to do like thrice a week and still good for me. So I will definitely encourage anyone and everyone to do small bits of yoga. There are different kind of exercises in it. You cannot do everything in the first go. Take small steps, but still do it.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm going to try yoga then. All right. Let's go for the last one, if that's okay.
22.
22. Okay. Where did you grow up and what was it like?
I grew up in a small city in India. What is it like? What was it like? It was not a metropolitan city. So, of course, I grew up with low confidence because, like I said, English was not the first language. My mother tongue is Hindi. And I was always scared if I have to move out of the city, if I'll be able to compete with the people from metropolitan cities. Yeah. I was introvert as well. So I did not grow up with a high confidence. I did not grow up with high esteem as well. I always felt like I'm not good enough. I still feel that. I don't think my English is still good. I'm not happy with the way I talk. I still don't think that. And so coming from a small city, I always had that thing in my mind. I'm not good enough as compared to people who are from big cities or maybe big countries. So that was the feeling I always had when I was growing up. And I don't know if that has changed. I still feel I'm not good. Yeah.
Oh, God, you are good enough. I think I can say that. Everyone watching this can say you are good enough. You're more than good enough. Look what you've done. 300 plus subscribers. What can we say? You are more than enough. And we do appreciate everything you're doing on your YouTube channel. You're welcome back to Immigrant Voices and Victories, where we learn, connect, and get inspired. And today, what a joy to host the wonderful knowledge buddy, Sarika. I have been following her for ages. And, when I started my YouTube channel, I've been inspired by so many of her videos and the impact she has made on so many people. And she has more than 300,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. And I'm so honored today. Thank you, Sarika. Yeah. So if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe, like. This is another wonderful series on Immigrant Voices and Victories. And we are here with the knowledge buddy. So we're sure to, get a lot of knowledge about a lot of things. So thank you, Sarika. Thank you so much. So we'll just start off. Can you kindly introduce yourself to us?
Okay, so firstly, thank you for having me, and I'm grateful to be part of your channel as well and try to share and inspire others through my story. So about myself, my name is Sarika. I moved to the UK 14 years back. I am working in IT, so I was lucky enough to be brought from India through my company. I was working for a consulting company who got branches in the UK. And with just 3 years of experience in IT in consulting, I moved to the UK, and I was lucky enough to work with the big brands in the UK like John Lewis, Sainsbury's, Virgin Atlantic, and TUI. So that's my history. So I did not choose UK, it just happened. But of course, I always dreamed of moving abroad in the future. And when I was doing computer science, I did my bachelor's in computer science. I knew there was a demand for it, and I knew my niche. There's a niche out there, but I didn't know which country and when. It just happened. And of course, I worked hard in the background, but I didn't know it will happen quickly to me at the start of my career. So 3 years of experience and moving abroad and not even thinking of going back. I think that's a good start.
Wow, awesome. I guess that was your motivation. Wow. So what were the first challenges you faced when you first moved to the UK?
I think I was finding very difficult to understand their tone or how they speak. I just couldn't understand it. Coming from India, English is not the first language of Indians. For me personally, my first language is Hindi. And I was finding very difficult to understand what they were saying. I couldn't just pick up their tone. And that was the biggest challenge. And the second was understanding their culture. Indian culture is very different to British culture. For example, drinking wine is a daily thing. And drinking in India is still a taboo. When you go out with them, they will expect you to also drink with them. Or it's like a common kind of understanding. You go out, socialize and drink, which is not the thing in India. So those were the biggest challenges for me, to be honest, which I did take little time to kind of settle down in this country.
Wow. So how did you adapt to some of the challenges you faced?
I started watching a lot of English movie. I started watching, let me say BBC especially. I started watching BBC a lot to understand what people are talking, how they talk and how they speak, how they express themselves, because everything was different to how I did things in India and how I learned it. And then gradually I started understanding and picking it up, and then also implementing and using it. And I'm going to tell you something, when I started my first project in UK, my colleagues were from Scotland. And also there were a few people from Ireland, and they speak really fast. I couldn't just understand what they were saying. And I was working as a business analyst, like a consultant. My job was to understand their requirement or their problems. And imagine, my job was so difficult because I was not able to understand what they were saying. So
I know.
Literally, I believe I was crying those days, initial days, because I couldn't understand what they were saying. Even though I was not understanding, I was kind of nodding in front of them, just showing that I understand. But I had to do a lot of research how to understand them. So one of the technique which I learned about the lip sync, when they talk, I started observing their lips, and then of course watching BBC, and then also I took help from YouTube, learning it, understanding, practicing, and that kind of gradually helped me. Again, I'm not going to say after 14 years I understand everything. I still don't understand British jokes at all. It's so awkward because I just don't get it. But I've learned to put a fake smile, so that it doesn't be so awkward.
Yeah.
So those were my small challenges to begin with.
Oh, that's so good. So for culture now, what are those, things that you've kept in the UK as, part of your own culture as an Indian?
I have not given anything from my culture. For example, in my culture, I don't eat beef. When I was in India, I still don't eat beef. I celebrated all Indian festivals when I was in India. I still celebrate all festivals, even I'm here in the UK. So I don't think I have given up anything from my culture. What I have done now, I'm more aware of British culture. It's like aware and you should know who your colleagues are, what are their festivals, what they like and they don't like. And also I think I'm working in a company where multicultural inclusion, it's there. Diversity is part of our culture. So they are also aware if someone is coming, say from India, if someone practices Hinduism, they know that, eating beef is not part of their culture. They know my Diwali is my biggest festival. So they do wish me on Diwali, like I wish them Christmas, it's something like that. So I'm more aware. They are also equally aware of who I am. So now we are comfortable working each other. We know about each other more as compared to we did before.
So what are those networks that has helped you to integrate into the system, either as an Indian or as a professional?
And so when I moved 14 years before, when I moved here through my company, I had 4 5 friends as well with the same company who moved here. So I already had like friends who I can fall back upon. And then during those times, we had Facebook groups, for example, Indians in London, Indians in UK, those kinds of groups. And then we used to meet like a monthly or a weekly, saying, hey, let's catch up somewhere here. Anybody wants to come and join, share your learnings or any achievements. So we do have like a close group as well. So we did get a lot of help and support. So I think that was important, because when you move to a new country, there's a lot of struggle which people don't talk about it,
Yeah.
and so I think that really helped not only me and a lot of other people who came along with me that time. I think that was a good network we built. And when that group started, it had only say 50 people. Today, they have now 45,000 people in that group,
Wow.
and that network still exists, and there are still networking events happens like weekly. I still see it's open, anybody can come and join. The event name will be given, announced, anybody who's free in that area or anywhere, if they are wants to go, people go. And there are volunteers, there are speakers who come and share their story, and of course anybody can ask for help. So yes, so those kind of networks really helped me.
Wow, awesome. So if you're out there, you're in India, go and find your community, or anywhere at all, any country you've come from. There are lots of community here in the UK. So as we have the knowledge body here with us, I thought it would be good, to ask you specific questions about careers and all of that. So I just wanted you to share the most common job opportunities for immigrants in the UK, or those who are looking to come to the UK. What are those resources you think, people should be looking at? What would you recommend?
Okay, so UK went through a lot of change in the last 14 years that I have seen, massive changes. So as today, I'm going to tell you, if you want to move to the UK, either for study or applying for a job, visa sponsorship job, directly sitting in your country, if your job falls within 4 5 industry, which I'm going to talk about now, it means your chances will be much easier as compared to the jobs which are not listed here. First of all, if you are into healthcare, so what are the jobs under healthcare? Like if you are a doctor, if you're a nurse, or even you are a carer or a senior carer, you are still in huge demand in the UK. So make sure you start applying for the jobs. Especially there are a lot of recruitment agencies, who don't charge a single money from you. Just go to Google, for example, say you're a nurse and you want to move to the UK, or you're a carer, just Google the recruitment agencies, or you can go to an NHS website and apply for those jobs. Now, remember, NHS doesn't just look for medical people. There are a lot of non-medical jobs as well. For example, IT, you have jobs like procurement manager, supply manager, and many more other roles as well. So just go to NHS website and then start applying for the job. For jobs above than band 3 or 4, they do provide sponsorship. So make sure you read the job description well before you start applying. Second job is IT. Yeah, IT was always in demand. It is still in demand. So within IT, there are 2 bits to it. One is called hardcore technical field, other is called non-technical field. If you belong to hardcore technical field, which is basically like coding, architecture, then you are in huge demand. If you're from non-technical field, like say business analyst or project management or any management kind of role, then your demand is little less, because they manage to find those jobs within the local market. However, there's still a good amount of demand for it if you have relevant work experience from your country. Now, in my introduction, I told I had 3 years of experience. So at that time, 3 years of experience was considered good. But today, that 3 years of experience is not good enough. It's very competitive, and the job market is pretty slow now. So if you don't have 5 to 6 years of experience, I think you will not have a good chance to get a visa sponsorship. So make sure whenever you plan to move to UK, either for study or for job, try to have 5 to 6 years of experience. Then think of UK. Third industry, which I'm going to say, is construction. Not too many people know about construction industry, because they don't talk about it. Now, remember, construction is still in the demand list of the UK, which is called the immigration salary list. So say if you are a construction worker, or you are a bricklayer, or you are a carpenter, any kind of trade job, then you're in demand. Because if you happen to get a job offer, if you manage to get a job offer with sponsorship, even with a salary less than £25,000, you can still move to the UK because you get a salary discount from the UK. It is in the immigration salary list. So these three are in huge demand. Other jobs which are in demand is teachers. If you are into STEM stands for science, it stands for engineering, it stands for maths. So if you are in that kind of field, then your demand is huge. And again, it is in demand list of UK. It means you don't need to have a huge salary. As long as you get a salary of even less than £30,000, you are still eligible as per the new salary, which is defined by the government. And the last one, which I'm going to say, not too many people talk about, is social care, mental health, psychiatrist kind of role, or psychology. If you have that kind of experience or expertise, make sure you not only apply on NHS website, you can also target the private labs here, or even the private hospitals. There are quite a lot of demand around that. So those are the jobs which are in high demand. So if you want to study as well, make sure you pick up some of the courses which are related to it, and then your chances will be really high. And the fifth one, which I'm going to say, is engineering. Irrespective of whichever engineering it is, civil engineering, or you are chemical engineering, or you are electrical engineering, or any engineering, you name it, and you are in demand. Again, almost all the big companies will always need you. But remember, you need to have experience. If you have a solid experience, then your chances are high. So those are the 5 fields from my side.
Wow, awesome. This is like the entire Knowledge Body YouTube channel just in 2 minutes. Wow, thank you so much. This interview has been going so well. So how do you think, the current immigration policies is going to affect, immigrants in the UK already, say students or professionals who are already working? How do you think people should navigate and adapt, should I say, to these new policies?
So first of all, there are 2 kinds of people in the UK. For people who are already on skill visa, I don't think they need to worry about it, because people who are already on any existing visa, especially say skill visa and all, any new changes will not impact that. Yeah, because say if you were hired on a skill visa with a 30,000 of salary or even less than that, yeah, you can continue to get on that skill visa for 5 years and you can get an ILR. The problem is for the people who have still not got that skill visa or any work visa. So say people who are on graduate visa, or people who are on student visa, or people who are, say, on a student dependent visa, those kind of categories. The problem is with those visa categories, because they still have to move to a visa category which allows them to settle down. So first of all, like I said, first of all, if you don't have experience, without wasting any time, try to get into a contracting job, which is also called a freelancing jobs. Today, there are so many freelancing websites. Yeah, just for example, go to freelancer.com, upwork.com. There's so many freelancing jobs always available. Identify your skills, whatever skills you have. For example, if you are a UX designer, you are a video editor, or you are a Python developer or any developer, there's a huge demand about them. If you're a data analyst, any job that you think you can do, just go and browse that website first, and then you will get to know which are the jobs in demand. Second thing that you should do is go to any learning platform. Even you go to YouTube, you can learn any skill sitting at home. You don't have to go anywhere. Those were not the things before. Go to Udemy, go to Coursera, or even YouTube. Learn the skills which you think you really are interested. First of all, you should know the demand. Just don't learn anything. Understand the job market, and then see whether you're interested to learn. For example, if you're not someone who is interested to learn about, say, video editing, you will not be able to do it. You should also know what is in demand, and then see whether you're interested to know. Once you find your interest and the demand field, start learning it from the comfort of your home, and then register yourself on the freelancing website. And any small task that you get on the freelancing website, add that to your CV by saying you worked as a contractor for a small company, startup company, whatever. That shows that you learned a new skill, and you are not a fresher in this market anymore, and you have a relevant experience. So that is what advice I'm going to give to all the students or people who are struggling to get a job. The UK market is tough now. You have to learn the skills which are needed in this local market. You need to identify that. For example, all the skills which I was talking about. For example, there are a lot of people who are very good with construction industry. Maybe their communication is not very good. You don't need to learn too much of good communication for construction work. Your skill sets are very different to people who are, for example, sitting in IT or doing some other job. So you need to identify what is your skills, your weakness and your strengths. Once you know your strengths, identify what are the jobs relevant to your strengths, learn it, put it on your CV, and of course, keep on networking and apply for the jobs. That's what I'm going to say.
Wow, awesome. Keep networking, find your demand, learn your skills. That's
Yeah.
what the knowledge body says. And you will be able to adapt to the policies. Awesome. This has been a wonderful interview. And as we come towards the end, I just wanted to ask you, what has been the most rewarding part of your journey, having been in this country for the past 14 years?
Rewarding. Coming from a very middle class family in India, I think getting a British passport was a big thing because nobody in my whole generation had managed to, say, move abroad or even get that passport. I mean, I love to travel. That gives me the ability to travel anywhere, almost around 182 countries, without needing a visa. I really enjoy that. For example, if tomorrow morning I want to go to Germany or France, I can just pick up my bag and go and book a flight, right? Before that, with an Indian passport, I couldn't do that even though I wanted to do it. I don't have to rely on visa. So I think getting that passport is good, at least for me, for someone who wants to travel. And I think, yeah. And second thing, when I started earning in pounds, again, I come from a very middle class family. I was also able to support my family back in India as well. You see?
Mhm.
Of course, settling down myself, helping people as well, not only for my own family. Before starting my YouTube channel, I did help my friends and families as well, explaining the things about UK. But after that, when I created my YouTube channel, I did share my knowledge with the whole world. And I have a lot of success stories on my YouTube channel where I shared, through my videos, how they learned about UK and how they managed to find job directly sitting in India. I do have success stories. So that is also a reward for me. People are watching my videos, getting job directly sitting in India without spending a single money. That gives me a lot of satisfaction. So yeah, getting a British passport, earning in pounds, helping financially home and also a lot of people here, and then seeing people getting value out of my YouTube, I believe, is my reward of 14 years of being here.
Oh, that's so good. And that's why Immigrant Voices and Victories is here, to celebrate people like you, to tell other people about your journey and get inspired. So finally, what are your top 3 pieces of advice to give immigrants in the UK?
Number one, this country is tough. Don't give up. There will be days when it will be very hard. I don't share my failures in front of my channel because I don't want to demotivate people. But I had seen bad days as well. When I was new to this country, I was thrown from a house, because I was staying with a landlord. I didn't know the rules. He did throw me out of the house for some reason. And I felt like I'm in the wrong country. That was the day when I wanted to go back. But I did get a lot of help and confidence from my support system. So maybe you guys will have a bad day, but just don't give up. Have a good support system for yourself. Second, like I said, do not just rely on one skill. Keep on learning. Have that attitude of learning always. Don't think if you have learned something today, you can rely on that one skill your lifelong. No, you have to be a learner always. For example, when I moved to this country, I had only 3 years of experience. I did not have the relevant certification which was needed for this industry. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to compete with the local. And when you compete with the locals, you need to have more kind of industry certificate, or you need to bring something more than what the local people do. So you will have to work hard, maybe double than what the local peoples do. Then only they will see value in you. And the third thing, once you achieve what you want to, at least help one person. Give it back to the society in any form. Either creating videos or helping people, have your own network, maybe WhatsApp group or Instagram, whatever way you think you can do it, just give it back. Because today I feel like if I can help one person, I feel like somebody helped me when I moved to this country. Just help one person and you will see that joy in yourself. And today, I feel happy that not only one person, I know I have helped so many people that I feel really happy. So don't give up, keep on learning, and also help others in the process. Do not forget your roots. I don't forget where I come from. I know how privileged I feel being here. I know there are so many people sitting out in India who wants to move to the UK, but they are not able to. So do not forget your roots as well. And then also embrace the new culture, because you are a new country. You should be aware of their culture, their festivals, and and just enjoy here, earn in pounds.
Oh, enjoy earning pounds. What a wonderful way to end this interview. Keep learning, enjoy yourself, connect with people, and help somebody. And what a joy to have Knowledge Buddy here. This one interview I didn't want to end because I am getting inspired myself. We all have, unique stories, and that's why, I've created this series on my YouTube channel to share people's personal journeys. That is the best way to inspire one another. And I'm so grateful, Sarika, for coming. I have received my own coaching before this recording. I have to say that to the world. Thank you so much for everything you do. And yeah, go find her on YouTube. I'm sure you already know her already. But if you don't know her, go find her on YouTube and you would have a lot of things to learn. And thank you so much for coming here today. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, like, and share this video to inspire another immigrant. I think this is going to achieve, Sarika's aim of impacting another life. So share this video to inspire somebody out there. Thank you so much, Sarika, for coming on board. I am so grateful. And to you out there, keep learning and don't stop connecting on Immigrant Voices and Victories. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one. No limits. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sarika. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.